Here's our final product. We have our house numbers with RGB LEDs using an X-Lights bar sequence after modeling each house number with a custom model where all the LEDs are in 3D space. We start with an LED backlit number that uses 12-volt cool white LEDs. We take the back off with a 4mm Allen wrench. We can see that the LEDs are going around the perimeter of the house number and then lighting up the opaque plastic on the back of the number. Taking a screwdriver, I unstick one corner of the LEDs and then start working it around the perimeter of the number. Using small flush cutters, I cut the hot glue to allow me to remove the LED strip. Once the strip is out, I use flush cutters and screwdrivers to get any remaining hot glue that's left over. Putting the opaque cover back on the number, we can see where the wires must come out of the back. This hole is also visible on the inside of the house number. This will make it easier for us to line up where our first pixel will go. This is the LED strip I'm using. It is a 2020 WS2812 5-volt strip. Each meter contains 200 LEDs. Comparing the original 12-volt cool white LED strip with the 5630 strip I had laying around and this new 2020 strip, you can actually see how many LEDs are on this strip. Very dense. Make sure you have the first pixel labeled data in, and from there the following color is used. Green is for data, red is for 5 volts positive, white is ground. Cutting off the JST connector and strip the insulation, hook it up to your controller to make sure all the LEDs work. You can see where I placed the strip, just a little bit down from flush. Then begin working the LED strip around the inside perimeter, sticking it down with your thumb as you go. Make sure you don't crease the corners hard. I used a small screwdriver to help put the strip into the corners. You can cut these strips between every LED with no problems. You can now see we have the perimeter of our number 2 covered in LEDs. I also have the controller going through a red, green, blue flash sequence. Now we put the back on. Undo the wiring and put the wires in from the back. Tighten the screws and hook up your wiring again, and you're all set. Here's the 0 that I went ahead and added the LEDs to. You can see we go around the outside of the perimeter on the outside and on the inside of the LEDs. I was 6 channels or 2 LEDs off my estimate of how many pixels would take to go around the inside and the outside. So I'll go ahead and add those 2 LEDs to the controller and get them to flash. Put your wire back through the back opaque cover. Tighten your 2 4mm screws. Hook up your wires and you're all set. Now we move on to number 9. And you can see here how I wired it to again go around the inside and the outside of the perimeter of the number. Test it out with a nice little red, green, blue flash. Make sure it lights up nice, and you're all set. Here we have all 4 numbers, all finalized, hooked up to the controller. 4 custom models later, and an X-Lights bar test, and I'm happy.